So good day, sir. I'm Cadet Jinky Alcares. So before being assigned to shipboard duties, all persons employed or engaged on a seagoing ship which is required to comply with the provisions of the ISPS code other than passengers shall receive approved security-related familiarization training taking into account the guidance given in the Part B to be able to report security incidents including a piracy or armed robbery threat or attack. Second is know the procedures to follow when they recognize a security threat and take part in security-related emergency and contingency procedures. So the security familiarization training shall be conducted by the ship security officer or an equal qualified person. Seafarers employed or engaged in any capacity on board the ship which is required to comply with the provisions of the ISPS code on the business of that ship as part of the ship's complement without designated security duties shall before being assigned to any shipboard's duty. First is to receive appropriate approved training or instruction in security awareness as set out in the table 661. Second is be required to provide evidence of having achieved the required standard of competence to undertake the task, duties, and responsibilities listed, and by demonstration of competence in accordance with the methods and the criteria of evaluating competence tabulated in the table, and by examination or continuous assessment as part of an approved training program in the subject. So number 3 is transitional provisions. Until 1 of January 2014, seafarers who commence an approved seagoing service prior to the date of entry into force of this section shall be able to establish that they may meet the requirements. First is approved seagoing service as shipboard personnel for a period of at least 6 months in total during the preceding 3 years, or having performed security functions considered to be equivalent to the seagoing service that is required, and passing approved test and successfully completed the competence. Fourth is every seafarer who is designated to perform security duties including anti-piracy and anti-armed robbery-related activities shall be required to demonstrate competence to undertake the task, duties, and responsibilities. So the level of knowledge of the subject shall be sufficient to enable every candidate to perform on board designated security duties including the anti-piracy and anti-armed robbery-related activities. So every candidate for certification shall be required to provide evidence of having achieved the required standard of competence